And away we go. Saturday morning up here on the job site. Just fueled up this monster. Good thing I did. Like it had hardly any fuel in it. Sure took a lot anyway. We're going to drive the skidder back here to where I'm going to start cutting. I've got my saw in here. My plan, I didn't bring my gas and oil. I just left it in the back of the truck. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a tank of fuel. Then I'll probably drag what I cut out and I'll refuel and just kind of do that periodically throughout the day. Like I said, 33 trees. Shouldn't be a big deal to kind of run through these. It should be a fun little weekend project, day job. Probably try to cut, drag them out today, tomorrow, buck them up. So we'll see what we have time for. But that is the plan as of right now. Hopefully we can get the heat going on in here. I've got it turned on. It's still kind of blowing a little cool. We'll get this frost melted off the windshield. We'll get to knocking some trees down. One thing I can already tell I do like about this little 548 is I can really weave around the timber good. These trees are cutting pretty good right off the gate. A little sappy. Bad thing is this is a hedge grove and it's hard to get them to hit the ground. There's always a hedge tree no matter which direction you're trying to follow it to hang it up. Now this one I want to try to persuade over here away from the fence like so. It actually fell. Back up. This little thing's so responsive. It's definitely it's different from running the H's. And again, I can't stress this enough after running those H's for nearly 2 years. I feel like I'm just in a little bitty micro machine of a skidder. There's quite a bit hold on that backside there, but again, I didn't want to meet the new neighbors in a bad way by ruining a fence. I'm going to see if I can pull a couple of these down real quick, then we'll get back to cutting. So my landowner has a Takahiji TL12 high flow. He does some mulching on the side from his normal business. Right there's the machine sitting right there. And I asked him what he was going to do with the treetops, and he was going to mulch them. And he said he probably would some of them. Some of them wanted to leave for cover. But I told him I'd really like to see it in action. I think it's a Seppi head. I'm not sure on that. I'll have to look. I don't want to tell you what head it is and not know, but I think it's a Seppi. But he's going to mulch a lot of these tops up. And you talk about a slick deal. Even though we're going in here and cutting this walnut and this little locust hedge grove here, he likes it for cover for his deer. That's why he didn't want to get too carried away with the harvest. He was real skeptical about the harvest to begin with. He thought we were just going to go in and clear cut. That, as you guys know, that couldn't be any further from the truth on what we do. But he is going to mulch this, and we're going to get some video of that mulcher in action, which I'm pretty excited about that. I've always wanted to be kind of really up close to one to see how they handle and what they do. He's getting ready to start on this first big tree we cut out here. Now he's going right now. I've got the phone set down against the window of the skidder. I'm going to try to move these logs and get this one log in particular out of the way. He grinds that up. It's loud. I hear it going. Pretty quick work of that treetop. I don't think he knows we're back here. We're just going to wait. I've got one I'm going to bunch up with there. Try to take two at a time. The old 5408 here. Oh, there he sees us. I know you can't see out the windshield of this thing, but use your imagination. like a glove. Well, kind of. I left a little too much hold. That's what happens when you leave a little too much hold on your hinge. It doesn't take a lot either. That's why I'm always leery about cutting the walnut with a hinge. This one I needed to directionally fall. I shaved it all I was comfortable with. Now it didn't hurt the tree terribly, and it wasn't a high quality tree. It's more of it's just a thing for me. I strive for perfection, and I hate to see myself do things like that, but in hindsight, I got the tree over here away from this building because that's where it was wanting to fall. We got it over here, fell on some other treetops where we cut, so I guess that's the name of the game, getting it down right and using precision, but I still like my logs to look good. In the bottom of that, well, the whole thing's just a lumber log anyway, but still, I do not like doing that. And that wasn't a whole lot of meat left there that did that, because I bore, every time I leave a hinge, I bore everything out. So just a little bit over there is the result of that. And I must be an idiot, because I can't figure for the life of me why I didn't mark that walnut tree there when I bought this timber. I've looked at it twice now, hoping a mark will just appear on it, but they haven't. 2 trees left to go. Haven't done a ton of filming. I've just kind of been on the go. It's a little after 4 o'clock. I've got one of these trees cut already. I just got to get it topped because it was hung up. Cutting this hedge and locust, of course, I think I stated earlier in the video that trees hanging up is pretty common. So it's a little slower going in this stuff. But yeah, the 548's done a good job today. It's definitely been a change running this thing versus the 648. Seems like the hydraulics are a little more responsive. Of course, it's quite a bit more nimble. We've done good on fuel. We've only burned about a quarter of a tank of fuel today. I can't complain about that. Not a big job, 32 trees. So just a fun little project. We're going to snake up here and see if we can find this other one. We'll get that one bucked on the way out. Call it a night. Now, people ask if logging bothers the deer hunting. Not at all. It doesn't bother the habitat or anything. We're just kind of bouncing along there. Actually, the tops that you see here provide quite a bit of cover for the deer. This fresh dirt that's kind of worked up. They're nosy. They like to see what's going on. If you check any of our log roads, like the night after we've logged, they're just full of tracks. So really, if you've got a piece of recreation or hunting property and you're worried about logging hurting that, not at all. Not at all. A lot of times we'll go back and we'll reseed those log roads. That's it. Some of them cut pretty good. We had 1 or 2 cut a little ornery, like this big one up here. A little sappy. Common for this area, heavy sap. Dry socket here on this big one. First tree I cut today. What a way to start. About 18 inches probably. Other than that, pretty good set of lumber. Some decent little rotary logs in here. But again, pretty sappy. Good day job. See you guys.